This is Blinky, a bubble who loves to bounce, but never too high. Blinky had one big worry. What if he floated too high and popped? One breezy morning, a wind whoosh lifted Blinky off the ground. He tumbled past trees, twirled over tulips, and drifted into the clouds. But then, the clouds got colder, the wind got stronger, and Blinky began to wobble. He squeezed his eyes shut, ready to pop. But instead of popping, Blinky sparkled. Turns out the higher he went, the brighter he shined. Some bubbles burst when they go too high. But not Blinky. He sparkled because he dared to try. Like this video and subscribe to WigglyBop for more stories you can enjoy with your children. This is Scoopy McZoom, the fastest ice cream truck in the land. Today, he built the Brain Freeze Blaster, a super freezer that makes the coldest cone ever. One bite and instant giggles. Everyone wanted more. Colder cones, bigger scoops, extra sparkles. But then the air turned icy. The ground froze. Even Scoopy started to shiver. The fun had stopped. It was too cold to smile. That's when Scoopy remembered. The regular cones used to make everyone happy. So he turned the machine off and scooped a simple cone with a cherry on top. The kids cheered. The sun came back. Because sometimes the sweetest moments come from being thankful for what we already have. Like this video and subscribe to WigglyBop for more stories you can enjoy with your children. Blinky was bouncing through a sunny field, happy as a bubble could be, when he heard a soft little grumble from the grass below. There, crumpled and frowning, was a shiny red candy wrapper. His name was Cranky, and Cranky didn't look very happy. "I used to shine," he muttered. "Now I'm just trash." He turned away, sinking deeper into the dirt. But Blinky didn't see trash. He saw potential. He gently gathered Cranky, along with leaves, twigs, and tiny bits of color. And together, they made something beautiful, a sparkling piece of art glowing in the afternoon sun. Cranky looked up. "Hey, I'm part of something." And for the first time in a long time, Cranky smiled. Sometimes we forget how special we still are, until a friend helps us see it. Like this video and subscribe to WigglyBop for more stories you can enjoy with your children. One breezy morning, Blinky the bubble floated through a meadow humming a happy tune. Suddenly, he spotted something white and fluffy in the grass. "Puffballs," he giggled. A whole patch of dandelions, soft and round like little clouds. He took a deep, bubbly breath and gently blew. Poof! The dandelions danced into the sky like tiny parachutes. "Follow me!" Blinky cheered, floating up into the air with them. They twirled and spun, drifting over flowers, hills, and a sparkly stream. Then, slowly, the seeds floated back down to the soft green grass. Blinky smiled and whispered, "Hey, thanks for the parade." Like this video and subscribe to WigglyBop for more stories you can enjoy with your children. Today's the big race. Scoopy McZoom versus Rocky Roadster. Fastest ice cream truck wins. Zoom, vroom. They twist and turn down the winding road. Sprinkles fly, chocolate drips. It's a sweet showdown. But wait, a kid has fallen off their scooter. Oh no! Scoopy slams on the brakes. Rocky keeps going. Scoopy rolls over and helps the kid up. He even gives them a swirl of vanilla sunshine. The kid smiles big. Scoopy smiles even bigger. Rocky kept on racing. Rocky reaches the finish line first, but the crowd is silent. Then they see Scoopy. With the happy kid riding on top, the crowd goes wild. Confetti flies. Everyone cheers for Scoopy. Rocky Roadster paused and thought, why weren't people cheering for him? Rocky learned a valuable lesson that day. It isn't just about winning, because sometimes the real winner is the one who does the right thing. Like this video and subscribe to WigglyBop for more stories you can enjoy with your children. In the sunny little world of WigglyBop, Scoopy McZoom was ready to roll. Every day, he took the same shortcut, zooming through zigzags and zipping past corners, fast as a flash, never slowing down. But today was different. Up ahead stood a big orange sign, road closed, no shortcut, no zoom, no record-breaking speed. Scoopy had no choice but to take the road he usually avoided. It was curvy, bumpy, and worst of all, slow. But as he rolled along, something surprising started to happen. He noticed things he'd never seen before. Butterflies dancing above flowers, children on porches, smiling and waving just to say hello. He even spotted a rainbow stretching across the sky. And by the time he reached the park, Scoopy was thankful. Because that long, slow ride, it showed him everything he'd been missing. Sometimes, the long way is the most beautiful. Like this video and subscribe to WigglyBop for more stories you can enjoy with your children. Lila couldn't sleep. Her thoughts kept jumping. What if I forget show and tell? What if there's thunder? What if I never fall asleep? That's when whoosh, through a swirl of glowing sparkles, Snugglewump appeared. Too many thoughts? He asked kindly. Lila nodded. Snugglewump pulled out a tiny invisible basket. We'll collect your worries, one by one. Lila named each one, and Snugglewump gently caught them. Plop, plop, plop. When the basket was full, he blew on it gently, and it floated into the stars. Now there's room for peace, he whispered. Lila smiled, closed her eyes, and drifted softly off to sleep. Like this video and subscribe to WigglyBop for more stories you can enjoy with your children. One quiet night, Blinky floated high above the world. The sky sparkled like a blanket of tiny dreams. Suddenly, zoom! A shooting star raced across the sky. Blinky gasped. It was the brightest thing he'd ever seen. He closed his eyes and made a wish. He didn't say it out loud, but in his heart, he wished for something beautiful. The star disappeared, but Blinky still felt its light. Some wishes don't need words. They just need wonder. Like this video and subscribe to WigglyBop for more stories you can enjoy with your children. Max couldn't sleep. His thoughts were bouncing. His toes were wiggling. His eyes were wide open. Then came a soft flutter, a swirl of giggles, and Snugglewump arrived. Time to start the yawn parade, Snugglewump whispered. Snugglewump tiptoed. Snugglewump swayed. He yawned so big even the moon blinked sleepily. Max's eyes began to close. His breath slowed, and he snuggled into bed with a smile. And just like that, Max joined the parade and drifted off to the softest dreams. Good night, Max. And if you're watching this and you feel a little sleepy, good night to you too. Like this video and subscribe to WigglyBop for more stories you can enjoy with your children. Blinky the Bubble floated into the meadow with a giggle and a grin. Today was the springtime festival, and the crayons were decorating giant banners with every color of the rainbow. but one crayon sat quietly all alone. His name was Snowtip. Snowtip was a white crayon, and on the big white paper his drawings didn't show up. "Maybe I don't belong," he whispered. Blinky floated over and gave a warm little bounce. "Let's try something different," he said. They placed a piece of black paper on the grass. Snowtip drew one snowflake, then a mountain, then stars, and suddenly everything began to glow. The other crayons gathered around, amazed. They had never seen anything so magical. Blinky smiled. Sometimes what makes you different is what makes you magical. Like this video and subscribe to WigglyBop for more stories you can enjoy with your children. The sky turned soft and purple. Twinkletoes, the lightning bug, floated across the meadow, her gentle glow lighting the way. Beside her bobbed Blinky the Bubble, his backpack bouncing with each happy drift. As they floated higher, they spotted something tucked behind a cloud, a tiny star, barely flickering, almost invisible against the darkening sky. Twinkletoes paused. She knew right away. This little star had forgotten how to shine. Blinky gave an encouraging bounce, and Twinkletoes fluttered closer, her own pastel light shining a little stronger. Very gently, she brushed her wing against the star. A tiny twinkle sparked, then another. Slowly, the little star began to glow. Softly at first, then brighter, until it shimmered like the first smile after a rainy day. Twinkletoes and Blinky floated back, gazing up with wonder. The sky, once quiet and still, now glowed with the little star's new light. And in the gentle night air, a truth shimmered too. Even the smallest light can brighten the whole world. Lila couldn't sleep. Her thoughts kept jumping. What if I forget show and tell? What if there's thunder? What if I never fall asleep? That's when whoosh, through a swirl of glowing sparkles, Snugglewump appeared. Too many thoughts? He asked kindly. Lila nodded. Snugglewump pulled out a tiny invisible basket. We'll collect your worries, one by one. Lila named each one, and Snugglewump gently caught them. Plop, plop, plop. When the basket was full, he blew on it gently, and it floated into the stars. Now there's room for peace, he whispered. Lila smiled, closed her eyes, and drifted softly off to sleep. Like this video and subscribe to WigglyBop for more stories you can enjoy with your children. In the sunny little world of WigglyBop, Scoopy McZoom was ready to roll. Every day, he took the same shortcut, zooming through zigzags and zipping past corners, fast as a flash, never slowing down. But today was different. Up ahead stood a big orange sign, road closed, no shortcut. No zoom, no record-breaking speed. Scoopy had no choice but to take the road he usually avoided. It was curvy, bumpy, and worst of all, slow. But as he rolled along, something surprising started to happen. He noticed things he'd never seen before. Butterflies dancing above flowers, children on porches, smiling and waving just to say hello. He even spotted a rainbow stretching across the sky. And by the time he reached the park, Scoopy was thankful. Because that long, slow ride, it showed him everything he'd been missing. Sometimes, the long way is the most beautiful. Like this video and subscribe to WigglyBop for more stories you can enjoy with your children. One chilly morning, Blinky woke up with a tiny cough and a great big frown. His head felt foggy, his arms felt wobbly, and even his bubble backpack seemed too heavy to lift. He missed the meadow and he missed his friends. Mostly, he just felt a little lonely. But just when he thought that sadness might set in, poof, in floated Snugglewump, a swirl of sparkles, a giggle, and a big, warm smile. Snugglewump set down his basket filled with Snuggles' silly jokes, and even a rubber duck wearing a tiny hat. He fluffed Blinky's pillows, tucked the blanket right under his chin, and told the goofiest jokes until Blinky's giggles floated all around the room. "You're not alone, little buddy," whispered Snugglewump, wrapping him up in the warmest, snuggliest hug. Because sometimes, when you're feeling icky, all you really need is a little love, a little laughter, and a lot of Snugglewump hugs. Like this video and subscribe to WigglyBop for more stories you can enjoy with your children. Blinky the Bubble bounced happily across a bright sunny meadow. His little backpack wobbled, and his adventurer's hat tilted with each cheerful hop. Suddenly, a soft little breeze swirled by. It looked lost. Blinky floated closer and smiled kindly. The breeze shivered and spun in a tiny circle. It was trying to find the hill where the dandelions danced. Blinky floated up high and looked around. Far away, he spotted it. A hill covered in fluffy white dandelions. He pointed the way, and the breeze spun with joy. Together, they crossed the meadow toward the hill. When they arrived, the breeze gave a happy whoosh, sending dandelion seeds floating into the sky. Blinky laughed and caught a few seeds in his hands. The breeze whispered, "Thank you." Blinky tipped his hat with a smile and floated onward to his next adventure. Like this video and subscribe to WigglyBop for more stories you can enjoy with your children. One quiet morning, Blinky the Bubble floated through the mountains where the sky was soft and golden. Feeling playful, he called out into the open air, "Hello?" To his amazement, the mountains answered back, "Hello." Blinky paused, his round little face lighting up with wonder. He had found an echo, and so with a happy heart, Blinky began to share his stories. He told the echo about chasing giggles with Snugglewump, floating above the clouds, and dreaming of flying to the moon with Twinkletoes. The echo listened patiently, sometimes repeating his favorite parts, like a quiet friend sharing the moment. As the sun dipped low and the valley turned pink and soft, Blinky settled onto a cozy patch of moss. He smiled up at the mountains and whispered, "Thank you for listening, Echo." A final reply drifted back, gentle as a lullaby. "Listening, Echo." And as the first stars blinked awake, Blinky closed his eyes, knowing that somewhere out there, his voice had been heard. It had just stopped raining, and Blinky the Bubble was out for a bounce. Drip, drop. The puddles sparkled. The air still smelled like clouds, and Blinky? He loved that smell. He paused by a puddle. There it was, his own reflection, staring back. But then a leaf floated by. One leaf became two, then three. They drifted like little boats across the water. Blinky gently placed a tiny twig on one. "A sail. Safe travels," whispered Blinky. He didn't know where they were going, but he hoped it was somewhere lovely. On a bright afternoon, with the sun high and the breeze just right, Scoopy McZoom rolled into the park, music jingling, engine humming with hope. He lived for days like this, when smiles stretched wide, and he could bring joy by bringing something people loved. It made him feel like he mattered, like he had a place in the world. With a grin, he flung open his freezer and stopped. Empty. No scoops, no swirls, nothing. Scoopy's engine sputtered. He quietly backed away behind a tree, his heart sinking under the weight of quiet questions. If I'm not the one who brings the treats, what am I bringing at all? He sat in stillness, until a child spotted him. No ice cream, no fanfare, just Scoopy, and she smiled. Then another waved, and another ran over giggling. There you are! They weren't looking for cones. They were looking for him. And in that quiet moment, no sprinkles, no sugar, Scoopy felt something stronger than applause. He felt seen. He felt loved. Scoopy realized, your worth isn't in what you do, it's in who you are. One soft night, Twinkletoes set a tiny table on a lily pad in the middle of a quiet pond. She poured warm starlight tea from a teapot shaped like a crescent moon and laid out moon muffins, sugar comets, and a little bowl of giggleberries. One by one, her favorite stars floated down from the sky. They shimmered with joy as she filled their tiny teacups. They laughed, clinked cups, and shared sparkly stories from the sky. But one little star stayed far away. It flickered softly in the distance, a little unsure, a little too shy to join in. Twinkletoes noticed right away. She fluttered over, slow and gentle, and gave the shy star a quiet bow. You don't have to sparkle loud, she whispered. There's always a spot for you. The star blinked, then beamed, and floated down to sit beside her. Every light shines brighter when it's invited to the table.